Hi everybody! One last video. Can you believe that the term is already almost over? I want you guys to be very proud of the work that you've done. Creating those stories, building those worlds, developing those characters, emphasizing and honing that dialogue. You guys did amazing work. Be very proud of it. I'm proud of each and every one of you. You guys made this term amazing for me. Make my job easy by being such awesome students that you guys are. Before we part our separate ways, I want to just touch on this idea of publishing a little bit. That's the goal, right? We want to go out and get our words written and get them thrown out there in the world for our readers to find and fall in love with. Publishing can be excruciatingly frustrating. There's my fan. The best bit of advice I ever got in terms of trying to get your work published is start sending out your work and then start a collection of rejection letters. And that, it's very hard to accept the fact that there's going to be some people out there who don't even want to give our writing a second chance. And so we send our stuff off to publishers, and many times they're going to send you a letter back that says, it's great, but it's not for us. And that's okay. I mean, it stings a little bit at first, but once you start collecting them, see them as badges of pride. You're putting your work out there, and true, maybe the first 5-10 places don't want your work, but don't give up. Start that collection, pin them to your wall maybe, start a folio of them. Don't let it discourage you if the first couple places that you try to get published do not accept your work. It just means that it's not the right audience for you, and that is totally okay. Trust me when I say one day your readers are going to find you and they're going to love you and you're going to change their life. So even if your first 1, 2, 5, for me, I think I had to send out 20 different pitches before my first story was ever accepted. Hopefully it doesn't take that much for you, but don't let it bring you down. Don't let it discourage you. Rejection and criticism is part of this gig. If you want to be a writer, we have to accept that not everyone's going to like our work, even if we know that it's the best story that has ever been written. So use your rejection, use your criticism, keep writing, keep trying, get your word out. Your readers will find you and they will adore you. As you move forward, besides never giving up, I do want to encourage you to write every day. We talked extensively at the start of the term how hard it is to do that. And it is very hard to find time to write every day. Trust me, I know. I got 4 jobs, a house, a household, 2 dogs. Like, it's hard to find time to write, but do so. Try. If not every day, at least every week. Write in your journal, even if it's just a word in a Google Doc. Write something. Don't lose your craft and don't lose your words just because life gets in the way. Make it a part of your life, and your writing will flourish. And on that note, there's something else I wanted to touch on. Editing. Editing is not super great, but remember, it's an integral part of the process. We talked a lot this term about the idea that our first draft is going to be shit. And I want you to remember that. Your first draft should never, ever be your last draft. Remember that editing, rereading, rethinking, re-getting to know your characters, it's all part of the process. And we just write that first draft to sort of get to know our characters and get to know what we want to do with the story or with this novel. And especially, even more so with a novel, your first draft is never going to be your last draft. And just as much as it's important to write every day, it's important to remember, if I could speak, this would be easier, right? It's important to remember that it's okay to not do great on every draft. In fact, don't put that pressure on yourself to make that first draft perfect. That's usually, not always of course, but usually what limits our creativity and our writing in the first place is that belief that we have to get every sentence right. The flow right, the characters right, that first time. Don't do it. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Write because you love to, write because it's what you need to do, and worry about perfection later. Be willing to write bad stuff and make it better as you go. This term has been amazing. I thank all of you for all of your hard work and for allowing me to be able to go into your fiction worlds, to be able to read a little bit in the worlds that you're creating. It has truly been awesome for me. I want you to remember, one last time, I am always here to support your success. If you ever have any questions, even when you leave my digital classroom, I still exist. I'm still here. Text me, call me, email me. I'll be happy to support you as you go off in the fiction world. I cannot wait to see everybody's bylines. In a few years, I will go out and buy every single one of your books. It's going to be amazing. Remember, you guys got this. Take care.